Hello and welcome to round 11 of Grand Prix Pittsburgh. We have Brad Nelson on the left-hand side of your screen, facing off against Gerry Thompson on the right-hand side of your screen. Both these players are playing a blue-white Squadron Hawk type deck.
Right, so it should be a very interesting matchup. So Brad and I tested yesterday during our buys a bunch. I was playing a list very similar to Gerry's, in that Gerry's list is based around Squadron Hawks, but not with swords. So he's playing 2 Mirror Angels and 2 Consecrated Sphinxes as his high end, whereas Brad is playing 3 swords main, 2 black-green and a white-red, which is awesome in this matchup, and then Mirror Crusaders.
Yep.
So Brad is going to take a much more aggressive role in the match, generally speaking, and then Gerry's going to try to stabilize with his because they're not, like, Brad has no Wraths, and Gerry has 2.
Yeah, and
so it's going to be very interesting, the more classic blue-white control versus like a more blue-white kind of tempo aggro deck.
So Day's very good in this matchup, you're saying?
Day's awesome in this matchup.
Because Gerry has 2 in his hand.
In the booth, of course, is me, Ben Schwartz, joined by Dan Jordan and Tom Martell, for those of you that didn't catch it. But Brad started play off with a turn 2 Squadron Hawk.
Which is where he wants to be.
Fetching up a couple Squadron Hawks. He wants turn 3 Mirror Crusader, right? Is what you're saying?
So, yes, but then that does set him up to be interesting. I'd expect him to play a second Hawk here. Can I get some pressure?
I think he fears if he plays the second Hawk, then like Gerry just goes land Jace.
Yeah, which is a concern, because he also knows that Gerry has, in our matches, Brad and I, we split 3-3. All 3 matches I won were just dominated by a Jace. All the matches he won were just dominated by Mirror Crusader.
Right.
The other interesting thing with him and his Mirror Crusaders is he can be very aggressive with them because he has 2 Sun Titans and 2 Phantasmal Images to like play off of them.
Right.
So he can actually get some like very impressive board positions and then recover very quickly with Sun Titan.
Yep.
So
there you see a card you were talking about, Dave Judgment in Gerry's hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Certainly an importance in this matchup, but you generally want to wait until Brad's invested more tempo, meaning he's played and equipped a sword.
Yep.
Then you'll like into the Royal Sword or just remember the guy. You want some more play there. Here, it's just not that impressive. Obviously, just killing a couple Hawks, and it's also bringing it mana leaked.
To me, that's the most tilting thing to play Squadron Hawk and have him Phantasma as my Hawk.
I finally did that yesterday. It was really, really exciting.
Did you feel good?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting robbed.
I had a big smile on my face. So what's in Gerry's hand? So he's the 2 Wraths we mentioned. He has plenty of lands, which is really okay. Yep.
So Gerry's going to cast Jace.
Jace, with backup.
Yeah. See, the thing is, Brad has a leak and a Spell Pierce.
Interesting. Let it resolve. I guess because it's going to have to draw for both.
Yeah.
This is actually now. So Gerry's going to have the Wrath next turn. What's going to happen here, right? So the way the team's going to play out is
Brad's going to
hit it with all 3. Gerry's got the +2 it again, or Wrath.
Yeah.
But the Wrath can't resolve because he has Pierce and Leak, and Brad knows this. So letting it resolve that quickly, I think, will give Gerry a lot of information. It looks like he drew a sword. Or did I see? I thought I saw a sword. Yeah, I think the second card's a sword.
We have some real sickos on these feature matches. There's LSV right behind them.
I mean, for this format, like, I haven't enjoyed it as much as I have previous formats, but it's certainly, you watch people who are doing it, excelling, and it really is rewarding people who are good.
Yeah, it's so skill intensive now.
So there you see a big difference between these 2 blue-white decks.
So now
Brad's got Sword of Feast and Famine. And
yep. So it's going to result, but like I mentioned before, like you want to, when you're going to be wrathing, you want to do it in a spot where they've invested more into the board. Like here,
now
we got a whole turn out of it. Oh wow, and he had the land to equip. Oh, this is not good.
This is not good for Gerry. Yeah.
I did not realize we had the mana to equip. So it's going to be 2 at Jace and the Sworded Hawk at Gerry, I believe.
Probably.
And then
I don't know.
Jeez.
This is really tough. I could definitely see him killing Jace here, but I could also see like, why not?
Jace.
He's got. Is there any reason why he couldn't do that? I mean, like realistically,
there's just no reason. Like
you want to untap your lands.
Yeah, untap your lands is so important there.
Just to like get the Gideon in there?
And plus, like, so if you kill Jace, what does that do? It denies Gerry a card, but if you make him discard a card, you're kind of doing the same thing.
No, that's fine.
I mean, granted, it's his choice versus the top
card. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
It's functionally the same in terms of card advantage, and untapping your lands here is just huge because now he can't day.
Right.
The only way he gets back in this game is day adjust on this turn.
Is he going to? So he's not going to play Gideon here, or his Hawk?
Gideon gets the same.
Well, he wouldn't play Sun Titan here. He would just play. It'd just be Gideon.
So Gerry really needs to have a leak here, or else this game is going to be ending very abruptly.
He's going to draw again off Jace, just him this time.
And this is going to be a short game one.
And Squadron Hawk.
Okay, never. Sorry, I didn't see that he had a Hawk in his hand. So this is the other plan, right? It's going to be stalling for time so you can ramp up your mana by just chumping with Hawks on the sorted guy.
Right.
To try to set up a day. a profitable day.
So if Gerry here plays the second hawk immediately, if you're Brad, do you counter and then in for the royal? You don't go real deep to try to just connect with the sword?
Depends, I mean, probably not. So Gerry now has enough cards that you can just like discard some nonsense, and you're investing your 2 best tempo cards. Like, you really want to save the into the royal for like a Gideon, right? Because it's going to be so huge. And you're already way ahead here. So you can just push your advantage by just like...
That's just getting too aggro.
Yeah, there's just no reason. Like, you have such like an intrinsic advantage now in this game where Jerry's playing super reactively in a spot where you have all your mana up. So you're dictating the pace. There's no reason to go that deep. That said, I mean, Brad's capable of taking very aggressive lines. And now the plan's going to be to triple block the Sorted Hawk. Yep,
so
okay.
Brad's going to into the royal chase?
Yep.
And he's going to untap and draw another card.
So now we're going to need to draw a land, I think, right? Because we don't have one.
Looks like he drew a Mirror Crusader.
Yep. Well, that's actually fine, too. So the worst case scenario there is if he drew Red-White Sword, the game was over.
What?
If he drawn Red-White Sword, the game's just over. Red-White Sword, it's absurd.
And that's in Brad's deck, right?
Yeah, he's won.
Yeah, one out him.
I mean, it's happened. But
I mean,
so
if Brad attacks your Jerry's not going to triple block the sword and hawk, right?
he'll probably just block all 3 hawks, trade off 2, and then chump the other one.
Yeah.
Because that way he only has 1 guy to deal with. Especially if his plan is if he's trying to set up a Wrath situation, there's just no reason not to just trade off all of them, unless he wants to make Brad invest more mana moving the sword over.
But like that mana investment with Brad having 6 lands, that
Right.
is
Especially since Gerry has Dismember, or he discarded Dismember. Interesting. Okay, so
Brad.
I think he just blocks 1 on each hawk here and just trades them off and tries to keep the board simplified. Oh,
Looks like Jerry's gonna
taking 1, trading off 1, and then interesting. Leaving 1 back to chump the other hawk.
So post combat, Brad plays Sunset.
Now he's gonna get dead.
So Jerry here's just gonna dage with him, right? And Brad's gonna.
But he could do it anyway. So the reason why Brad moved in there because Gerry now has 7 mana.
Yeah.
So a lot of this matchup when you're playing from behind is this sort of using the hawks aggressively to create standoffs, right? Stall, buy time. Gerry there should have attacked for 1, just seeing if he could have gotten there, but
yeah, I mean he just does it right
Pre-rolled.
past Brad, like just make the block. Obviously, you just attack and
yeah, I mean there's no
try to get
reason
your
not
1% in there,
Yeah. But now we have a second Sun Titan coming in here, which is a big game.
But see, the thing is, we have a second day adjustment. Yeah.
So, and now you see this how quickly the tables are turning now that, and an Emiria to follow up with. Jeez. I think we're at 8 mana now, too. So we're going to day into Emiria with a Jace active. And so quick, but there's an Inkmoth Nexus on the board, which is important to note. Right, so
But if we're at 8 mana right now, then we get to play Emiria.
Right, and we'll have to trade with the... Oh, then we don't want to play Emiria then, right? We want to save our...
Oh, no, so he doesn't have 8 mana then. Otherwise, he would just play...
He does.
Well, now he has 8 mana. I'm saying, like, he didn't have 8 mana before.
Oh, yeah,
where he
he
could play
can't make a 1/1.
Yeah.
Right. He has to sit on tech edge here.
Right.
Or just tech edge.
Yeah.
Pass back to Brad. Brad draws an island.
This went quickly in Brad's favor to, like, back into Jerry's favor.
And this is so, in thinking about this matchup, this is where I came to is I thought Wrath was just actually awesome. That's why I ended up, I cut the Emiria Angels even and played more Wraths. It just seems like so many matchups when you're playing from behind, you can just kind of stall, and then catch up very quickly with Wrath. And then just sit on protecting with Jace. Like what we're seeing here. Although, I mean, Mirror Crusader is definitely a pretty threatening
Mirror's
creature.
going to do work.
I mean, we need to get an O-Ring pretty quickly here. Although the Mirror Angel will just shove it for a little while. Right, as long as you keep hitting your lands.
Yeah. Unless Brad draws a...
So I think Brad has a leak here, or sorry, Gerry rather. And
if you ever draw a Sword Warden piece, you basically just win on the spot. Like that card is just so hard to beat in this matchup.
You need like an Oblivion Ring.
Yeah.
What is Mirror Crusader protection for again? Black and green.
Black and green.
Okay.
So it can't be dismembered, but
yeah. So he's mainly like in the Squadron Hawks,
which makes sense.
Gonna get no more value out of it.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
That was
and he has his 9th land too. This is gonna be his turn. Oh, he's just gonna play Mirror here.
Do we have a fetch? I think we have a fetch too.
Yeah, he's got a fetch.
Yep. Okay. So queue up the second bird. Just get it ready. And Gerry knows that the only way he's really in trouble here is with the red-white sword. So let's see if we can find a way to play around that. I actually don't like +2ing the Jace because I don't want to give Brad extra cards to draw those out.
Right.
Do you like to keep not activate Jace?
I would bin it. Probably.
Oh, so he's +2 in it.
Actually, maybe it's not. I might just not activate because you have concentration in your hand anyway. But I already consider bending it because you have so many redundant card drawing effects at this point that you don't need the Jace piece.
When can you ever say you don't need a Jace?
I mean, relative to the.
So he's got a Phantasma Image, a Gideon, a Mana Leak, and a Dismember.
So you can Phantasmal Image the Mirror Angel and get his own.
Right.
But he's no lands, so it's obviously not quite as exciting for him.
Right, yeah, it's just a 3/3 flyer, and Gerry has a Dismember in hand. But then again, Jerry's also at 7 life. But I mean, now the Mirror Angel just... Oh, wait, Brad has a Dismember, we said? Yeah, so... That's going to be very good. Yep.
And Bird takes it for the team.
Combat Gideon.
Yep. So this is still a game. So actually, this makes sense then on keeping the Jason play, because you definitely need to do something with that Gideon. It's going to be a problem here. Well, actually, you have 8 power. You just kill it. You just activate your Colonnade and kill it.
Yeah, but Brad is Dismember, so it's not going to die.
Oh right.
Yep.
I actually kind of like dismembering in response to that fetch. Then don't let the bird come into play.
But then you don't commit him to the Colonnade.
True, but like,
I guess this way, like, it prevents him from maybe playing a Gideon of his own.
Yeah, or like don't get counterspelled. I mean,
it's like you said, the Clawblade matchup has an insane amount of lines you can take.
Yeah, the decision trees are so complex.
Yeah.
Way more so than they were when we had Jace and Stone. Unfortunately, those are so like dominant. If you think about it like as like a tree,
right?
Those nodes are so heavily weighted because those are like the primary lines. And you actually didn't. Now it's like there were like 4 different reasonable lines in this game, you know, that you could have taken.
Yep. When Gerry went back to back, I was talking to him about Clawblade, and he told me what he told me was that Clawblade basically became more skill intensive now.
Right.
You know,
a much closer. So now we're actually going to see a Dismember, I think, on that. Oh, we're going to play Concentrate Sphinx too?
He already attacked it, yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, if he doesn't play Sphinx here, we're going to just Dismember the bird and then, okay. But we played Sphinx. That's probably going to put this one out of reach for Brad. Since Brad has no days. And now the Red-White Sword doesn't even do it.
Yeah, I don't see how Brad can realistically win. You're right.
I mean, if your Red-White Sword's double swords up his Mirror Crusader.
It's the Clawblade Mirror. I think anything.
Taps him out.
I mean, Brad does have a Phantasma Image in hand. Like, well, he has a Dismember. It's gonna be tough.
Gerry drawing 2 lands. Okay, so he's breaking. Oh, a Guiardane, which is not the best when there's a Consecrated Sphinx in play.
Yeah. Did Gerry drew two cards?
Yeah, he did. Big with lands though.
Up, hurting. The top 2. Let Gerry draw another 2.
Why not Phantasmal Image first? So you can draw more off of the.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And I think he just realized that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe against a worse player, that might be an okay thing to do.
Judge is jumping in. Stuff has happened. There's some business going on. Oh, Gerry may have drawn early.
No.
What is going on?
What's going on?
Why is Brad shuffling his deck?
Maybe he looked at an extra card. But he's
I didn't see it.
Anyway, right? Like,
yeah.
No, because he's got the 2 cards right there. He might have looked at the 3rd card.
Oh, maybe he's
because he didn't declare if he was going to put those at the bottom.
Yeah, maybe he was putting them on the bottom, but like didn't explicitly do it, and then.
So I thought he just like slowly looked at the top 2, and then.
Yeah, I thought that's
he looked at them one at a time. I thought he gave up on both and put them on the bottom, and then went for his 3rd card. Yeah. So I think that was a mistake. I mean, I think there should have been a Phantasmal Image in play first, but maybe
Gerry
you can't
draw.
Gerry didn't draw.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think he did, at least.
Maybe that was part of Brad's master plan.
No, he definitely drew.
Get him distracted.
For the 2 cards, that's not going to matter in this game.
The reason not to play Phantasmal Image first, like you can't afford to go deep there. And if you start drawing and they draw more, then they untap all their mana, right? He can't give Gerry like. Although. Nah, there's no line that this works. Like, one of the ways you can steal games in this spot is you both have a Sphinx out, but then you Red-White Sword him for like $1 million. But there's a blue blocker in play.
What if Gerry dismembers the bird token and then activates Gideon and cooks it?
You mean Brad?
Sorry, yeah, Brad.
Yeah, I mean that's a line. Like he really needs.
Then Gerry needs to bin his.
I would have. So how much mana do we have? He had 6, so we can play a 7th. Yeah. So the line I think I might have taken there. Phantasmal Image the Sphinx. Preordain. Oh no, you don't have mana. Because you really want to set up.
Oh,
You
yeah,
want to set up.
he's doing men's line.
Dismember, equip, attack. Phantasmal Image first, yeah.
Alright, Phantasm Image after you preordain.
Don't equip the Phantasmal Image. Just go in aggro, which is pretty good here. He's going to put Gerry to 4, and he's going to have to chump with the Sphinx. Or trade the Sphinx for the Crusader.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's the only one that's going to be left with the Sphinx.
Oh, and now he can't even dismember.
Right, he's at 4.
That's pretty sick.
That's a really nice play by Brad, actually.
Panic Edge is Brad's last card, and Brad's going to draw 2 cards. Gerry's turn.
And Gerry's out of Rats. He only played 2. Which I'm sure Brad knows.
And draw 2.
He's not found a Gideon or an O-Ring. That's pretty brutal.
Brad, on the other hand, just drew an O-Ring. So Gerry thinking through his lines of play.
It's interesting, like, a lot of matches of Magic, you see so much more in your birding.
Mm-hmm.
I find matches like this are actually much harder to comment on than to play, in that so much of it is, like, in the understanding, like, where you are in the tempo of the match, and it's kind of hard to get that feeling from outside.
So what could Gerry do here? I mean, he's going to draw from Jace first.
No, gosh,
Brad
bricked
draw 2
again.
more cards.
We see a second Black Green Sword and an O-Ring now in Brad's hand. Brad kind of drew perfectly off this.
What was that card he just... What were the 2 cards he just drew?
He drew, of the 4 cards he drew this turn, included a second Black Green Sword and an O-Ring.
Okay.
Which O-Ring is probably the...
Yeah, I saw the O-Ring.
Just like the nut.
Off the draw step.
Interesting. Oh, that's the only colony that's untapped. Okay, that makes sense. And a red white
Oh
sword.
my
That's game.
God.
That's game.
Yep.
Yeah, just run it out there and kills him.
Red, white sword.
Brad Nelson. This is a very swingy game.
Reigning player of the year.
How
Both
did
these
he-
players have 2 losses, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very swingy game here. I mean, it looked like Brad was crushing him. It looked like Gerry completely stabilized, and then Gerry just bricked out for like 9 cards. Yep. Wow, that was brutal. I mean, I thought Gerry took a great line for the first half of that game, and then just drew stone nothing. And now in Sideboarding is going to be interesting.
Luis lost to Shaheen Serrani.
We will now be performing a deck pass. What
Still good.
everyone to do is raise your pole above your head.
Oh, and here at Gigi's Live, we'd like to remind you that Gaming Etc. would like to remind you to always blame Kibler. You can go to GamingEtc.com to buy all of your Blame Kibler merchandise and apparel, monster binders, and you can join the fun on Facebook at tinyurl.com/blamekibler. Of course, if you use the coupon code GG's Live, you can save 10% off your entire purchase at GamingEtc.com.
I'm a big advocate of blaming Kibler
Oh, yeah?
for most things that go wrong in my life. He knocked me out of a GP before it started. Yeah.
We're gonna jump to the booth cam really fast just to see if I fix the
See this
those awesome effects that I can't turn on.
So just talking about sideboarding, I'm not certain of all. Gerry has Abolition Reigns in his board, which I think is very interesting. It's kind of the only atypical card in both boards. Brad might have a second red white sword. Brad's bringing in Gideon's Lawkeeper. Yeah, the first typical common from N12. He's bringing in. God, he's getting destroyed by his loudspeaker. It's real loud. Does this PTQ not understand there's a GP being played and like maybe we don't need to be screaming during rounds? Anyway, so he's bringing in Gideon's Lawkeeper and 1 copy of that, 1 copy of the 2/2 for 2 that you can't play spells on Grand Abolisher. So there's some sweet 1-ups in their sideboard for this matchup.
Dude, Nick Spagnuolo was talking about Gideon's Lawkeeper before
Yeah.
this. He's like, everyone's like, no, you're an idiot. Like,
Nope, they have one.
Like, seriously, like, you could justify that card. Which list do you think is favored in this matchup?
I think Brad's. I think that list is good. And, I mean,
I think if it gets to game 3, I'd take Brad. Just because I think his list is really, really
being
good
able to play is important.
Yeah.
Because, if you hockey hawks you sword, And Gerry doesn't have that many answers to sword. They've moved away, right? They don't have revokes. They only have the 2 O-rings.
Right.
So it's pretty hard to catch up and resolve
Gerry
sword.
used to have 3 O-rings.
Oh, he might still be, you're right. He might be playing 3.
Yeah.
He has 3 O-rings and Abolition Reigns then.
Volition Reigns, what a loosey-goosey card.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. I mean, you're playing Abolition Reigns and they're playing O-rings and
Abolition Reigns definitely does.
into the Royals. It's too much mana. You just lose out on every transaction there.
I just feel like you play it, you cross your fingers that they don't do like a million things to get their thing back, where like otherwise you just play your own 6 drops it would be, and then like, you know, if they have an O-ring or whatever. It was just like too cute, you know. But the Cowboy deck has evolved so much since the beginning of this year.
Oh, I mean the bannings obviously had a lot to do with that, but
yeah.
some forced evolution. Or devolution, maybe in this case.
Oh, funny guy. Devil. Oh, man.
What's up?
No. Ben, where are you going?
I'm not going to say anything relevant.
You here?
We're watching some exciting shuffling here.
Only the most exciting shuffling at GGS Live.
That was actually a really sick game. That was so swingy.
That's pretty good. That was a good game. It's definitely a good game live.
I'm sure
That's
Luis
what-
told you about the game where he dealt 30.
Yeah, with Sunshine, yeah. So just as I was commenting on going deep with Concentrated Sphinx during that game, the story, the kind of the background story for that is yesterday Luis Scott Vargas was playing in a mirror. He Phantasmal Imaged a Concentrated Sphinx. They both went deep on his opponent's turn. He then used some mana leaks to tap out his opponent, untap. His opponent then went deep again with Sphinx. They both drew up to like 30 cards in hand, which is a mistake when your opponent has Red-White Sword in their deck. Luis then cast the Grand Abolisher. His opponent only had like 2 mana up, leaked it, and he's like, okay, Red-White Sword, equip Sun Titan, take 30. So and I'll gain 30. So that was a big game. Interesting. And Gerry brought in Mental Misstep. That seems...
I think it's fine against Spell Pierces.
Yeah, I guess it's true. Brad has Spellpierce, and Gerry knows about the Lawkeeper.
I don't know if he knows about the Lawkeeper.
He definitely knows about the Lawkeeper. There's no way he doesn't know. They know every card in each other's deck lists. And we already saw, actually, he misstepped the Preordain already, and he has a second one in his hand. Interesting.
Looks like Brad was kind of all in on that Preordain.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a Tech Edge and a Plains. I mean, he needs a... Gerry just getting the beatdowns.
Was that his last land?
I hope not, because that Emiri Angel's going to be pretty sad if it is. Rips it right off the top like a pro. And it was. It was his last land.
I think I might have seen him in
No,
That's a Gideon second to last, I think. So here I expect... I don't think you O-ring here. I think you just play Emiria, right?
yeah, I think you just go land, Emiri, attack, go.
But then if Brad has like Phantasmal Image on the Emiria, it could get ugly.
Yeah, I mean, he can, but like, how many images does Brad actually have? 1, 2? He's
I think
two?
he has 2.
Do you send with 1 hawk or 2 hawks? Just
2
one?
hawks.
2 hawks?
You're not jumping. Like, yeah, but 4 damage is fine. You trade 2 for 4 here. Like,
You're just not going to jump right now. You're just going to get the extra point now.
Especially when you have the O-ring in your hand and the Gideon, like, you
Right.
have business.
Oh, wow, he's Gideon. Well, he needs to draw another land.
He needs to draw land. If he draws land, he's in good shape.
I bet he draws like a Scalding Tarn or something. So
Just the nut perfect draw.
Yeah.
Run better. So interesting. Brad's hand does not have a lot of action. What is that top card? Is that
But
another
Brad has a
Mirror Crusader?
land with a Spell Pierce and a Mirroring Crusader.
Yep.
So that's actually pretty spicy.
Does Gerry have another misstep or no?
I
No,
thought he
it's a
did.
Mana Leak.
Yeah, same. So get in with the not resolved.
Correct.
Yeah.
But he probably wouldn't get any. I think he'd probably O-rings here. You can't be taking beats from 2 Mirror Crusaders. Ooh. Or that. Draws a Dispel.
See, I thought that card wasn't for that matchup.
It's actually quite good this matchup because so often they move in on into the Royal
okay.
and things like
I
that. Like
understand.
you get so much tempo.
Yeah.
Or there. It's like we're back in. So now Gerry's very exposed to a sword here on this turn, but Brad does not get there.
I've always been like a fan of like you ever see like a situation where like you have an O-ring on like their Gideon or
Yeah, and
something.
then you O-ring your own O-ring to get their Gideons.
Oh,
With
I was thinking way deeper than that. Into the row, like O-ring.
Oh, yeah,
to, like,
bring it back in, yeah.
The ultimate blowout.
That comes up actually quite often.
Yeah, like the ultimate like 4-for-1.
Probably more often with Jace, since you're usually, like in this match, when I was playing Brad, like that happened a lot.
Yeah.
I go turn 3 Jace, he'd O-ring, I go turn 4 Jace, he'd like either
Blow
O-ring your
out.
own O-ring or into the royal O-ring, either one.
Yeah, so gross.
Even if you O-ring your own O-ring, it's kind of like you have it on like deposit, so that later on when you draw into the royal, you just into the royal.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You get some pretty deep plays. So blowing up a land there with Tech Edge, and just like a pro, Gerry just peels it.
Oh man.
You so pro, in the words of Gerard Fabiano. Even untapped, I mean, jeez.
Even in the tap.
Run better. Yeah, I mean, he just has 2 hawks. I think he's bash in the air and then 2 hawks to chump, right? You have the hawk and the...
Oh, he's got a leak in his hand. He's...
Whoa, no attack?
Slowing it down.
I guess Gerry is at 10, and this is a lot of Mirror Crusaderage. But how do you not attack with at least a Mirror here? Like, a Mirror's not going to block. We turn to frogging here? I mean, what's going on?
I think the Myria should get in there. He's just
Yeah.
gonna just quad block one, right? Like is that what he's taking?
I guess.
It is double strike, right?
Okay, we're just trading off the
so
board.
He's just trading the team.
This seems bad when you're like, you have no more business and your opponent has out Nexus with, I guess you have Tech Edge.
Yeah.
Maybe this is good against the Swords deck to take off the Mirror Crusaders. That could make some sense. Especially when you do it with the Gideon, I guess. But the Gideon also speaks to like playing more aggressively. I don't know if I like that play.
Looks like he has no fear of man.
Number tray. Alright, so now if we spike the land, Gerry looks real good.
Gerry,
No
not
justice.
Gerry.
No justice.
No justice.
Drew O-ring, actually, which was not a bad draw. Would have taken care of the sword.
Drew Volition Rings now, so like
That's real awkward.
now if he just draws lands, like his
Nice
hands
card.
stacked.
Oh, I don't like this attack. Now if Brad rips sword, you're just cold.
He has an edge, right?
Oh, never mind. I'm just stupid.
I don't know if he really wants to use
Stupid.
the edge,
Right, that's true.
but it's better than
Do
losing.
you want to edge here?
Do you think it's better than losing the sword? The hawk?
Tries the land.
Alright, now we no longer have protection. We are just weird in.
I love that
Demonic
card.
tutor.
Demonic Tutor. Snap bottoms him.
Yep. Digging for sword.
What do we find?
I think another leak. I think our hand is leak now. Ooh, and a Tech Edge. Another nice draw. Tech Edge quite relevant in this matchup. For
I would say so.
Pretty obvious reasons. And Brad having 2 Sun Titans makes it pretty sweet. Oh, that's gonna sting. And now sword just to really get him.
I think he just drew a
Land.
land.
He's land leak.
Jeez.
Poison you. Begin the long, slow trek to poison death.
Wow. What's your Twitter name?
Twitter's for noobs.
Have one.
Twitter's for news. That's what they said on there.
We're searching up hawks now. Jeez.
Rashad finds it pretty funny. Yeah.
And this one slipping away. I actually don't know what Gerry could have done differently, though. I mean, his blocking land probably was correct. You're not racing Mirror Crusader in that spot. Like,
Yeah.
I actually like his play. Now that I've had a chance to think about it a little bit more.
I guess the only way this comes back is if like Brad draws a 6-drop, and then like slams a 6-drop, and Gerry just like Volition Rains it, and hopefully it works.
Probably the first step's going to be a Sun Titan returning a Tech Edge.
Oh, he doesn't have Sphinxes. He's a Sun Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no way Brad just jamming a 6 if he draws it, I think. Oh no, G jams a 6, returning Tech Edge, giving him mana leak up.
Right.
So that doesn't actually work.
Well, he's only got 7 lands.
Right, so it's pay 6,
Yeah.
returns the Edge.
Oh, returns the edge. Yeah.
giving him 2 for mana leak.
Ugh. This is gonna be so
Returning
gross.
lands with Sun Titan to be able to use the mana comes up surprising amount of the time. And get leaked again. Okay, well at least now we're live for the Volition Rains. Holding his 6 land, which is interesting, not letting Brad know that he has to play around.
Makes his
Success.
Amiri Angels more alive right now. It's
Sure.
like he needs an Amiri Angel bad right
I like
here.
it for a lot of reasons. I like it because, as a player like Brad, you want to hide information.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Don't give Brad perfect information that you have 6 mana. Don't let him know that you could just like stick a Sphinx. Don't let him know that you don't have the Sphinx, right? So now Brad is like, oh, what if he had Sphinx? He's just trying to draw a land.
Yeah, 100%
It makes the decisions much harder for Brad.
Yeah.
Here we can see him deep in thought. Alright, drew a Jace. Not the best when there's 3 power on the board, though. Yeah, Gerry's in a tough spot here. He really needs a Sphinx to try to stabilize.
You +2 Jace here?
I don't... Yeah, I mean, you have to. You really don't want to, because Sword is just...
A blowout?
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, I think maybe you just realize you just can't beat a Sword.
Right.
And so, don't lose any sleep over it.
So he +2s it, and Brad Nelson draws a Into the Royal. Everything attacks Jace. Tecton is just the land, and
It's like Into the Royal and some lands.
yeah, and a Squat Hog. Yeah,
Yeah, no reason to over
yeah,
commit to this board here. Just wait to draw a Sword.
right.
You definitely want to keep a creature in play for when you do.
It also helps for like if he has day leak. When you leak, he can't leak back.
Right.
You know.
It's like Into the Royal something here on this preordained.
I think it's the Rook Holiday. Oh,
Oh,
day
day.
adjustment. Jeez.
So setting up protection for the... Yep. TBS will be victorious.
Is an Into the Royal Jason response?
Maybe a Hawk. Yeah.
Jason's turn, right?
Ooh, that's awkward. That's awkward. Really for everyone.
That is a little awkward.
It looks like Brad drew Red-White Sword. If I saw that card correctly.
I thought it was the black. No, it is
That's Red-White. Oh, jeez. Oh, but Volition Reigns is going to be pretty sweet here. Gerry's actually has a decent number of cards in hand. And he's at 8. So he shuffles away Into the Royal that he kept on top. Yeah, his preordained was which I actually agree with. Like, here Into the Royal is not what he wants, probably.
Yeah, I mean because he doesn't know
But
about the sword right
he
now.
probably wishes that he'd drawn his Into the Royal off of that Jace, since he left it on top for himself. I think we're going to O-ring the Hawk.
What's under the original O-ring right there?
O-ring.
A Mirroring Crusader? That's the O-ring?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's an O-ring. Oh man, if he'd kept Into the Royal, he could have, instead of replaying Jace, he could have Into the Royal the O-ring, forcing the O-ring onto the other Hawk, and give himself 2 O-rings in hand.
Yeah.
That would have been, because it's an empty board.
Yeah,
But instead
definitely
we forgot to draw the Jace, so... Gerry's like getting punished the maximal for every like small mistake. And drawing an irrelevant. And sword game.
It's not actually enough to kill him, right?
It puts him like 2 or something.
It goes to 2.
Actually, he's probably gonna kill Jace.
Yeah.
And then, so he's gonna go to 5, and then Jason's gonna get.
Yeah, and Jace just gets cacked.
Yeah. Ooh, just 5 Gerry. Just lava axe you.
6 here, yeah.
Too
Wow.
aggro.
Oh, okay. That makes way more sense. So
Colonnade.
things going just exactly wrong to maximally punish Gerry for that, like not drawing the row. It's so sick. But now we overring the sword. Oh, there's a colonnade play now too. Now how do we win?
I think that's pretty much just it, right?
Yeah, the
He's
game.
Not
It's
activate
game.
the colonnade. Oh, he's a 5. Yeah. Nothing you can do really. You can't range.
Volition Range the Hawk.
Then you can still move the sword to the colonnade. So there's nothing
Oh, he has the
to do.
fanny, right? Yeah. This is just, yeah. The goddamn. The gosh darn. Just the gosh darn. And extends the hand. Wow, really interesting match.
If he kept that into the row on top, it's just a
whole
blowout.
different game.
He gets rid of the
win,
Squad Hawk, has an
but
O-ring.
he's a big favorite there.
Yeah.
So,
Brad played really well.
yeah, I mean, game 1 I thought was really interesting by both players. And then, yeah, game 2, Gerry just played a little loose, like that one turn.
Right, yeah.
Would
Well, that's
have
all the
been such a
combat mirrors
different
are.
game.
When you mess up that one turn,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it's just enormous.